All right, we kind of did chapter 3 yesterday, but we're really officially starting chapter 3 today with section 3.1, parallel lines and transversals. So we're going to learn a little bit about parallel lines and transversals. I'll give you the page number here. So if you want to look that stuff up, you can see all these things, but I'm going to kind of define these in a little different way, perhaps than the book is written. So this is page 114. Okay, parallel lines. There's two things we need to know about parallel lines. So I'm going to put little bullet points because I like them. Okay. Parallel lines do not intersect. And I'll try to spell things correctly since I'm recording. That'd be good, right? So parallel lines do not intersect, but they are coplanar. And that's important. They're on the same plane. Okay. So I'll draw my sample parallel lines. Let's see if I can make them good. They're okay. Okay, when you see parallel lines in your book, they most of the time will go ahead and mark them with a little red arrowhead like this. And basically what it means is one red arrowhead goes with the other red arrowhead, which means they're both parallel. So they're coplanar because they're on the same piece of paper. A paper is a plane, right? So a skew line, and we're going to do the same bullet points with the skew line, do not intersect. And they're not coplanar. Okay? For an example, let's pretend we have a car. This is a road, right? Roads are parallel, aren't they? You know, you got the curbs. You got a little car driving on this thing right here. I'll draw a little car. Yay, it's beautiful. Beautiful. And then I got this airplane. We'll put a propeller on the front, right? All right. So we got this airplane. And it looks to me like the car is going to go this way. And the airplane is going to go this way. Are they going to intersect?
No.
Why?
Because one's in the air and one's on the road.
Okay, they're not going to, it looks like they're going to intersect looking on top of it, but they're not going to intersect because the plane flies above the road, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good thing that cars and planes don't intersect on a daily basis. So another example is I can have this pencil here, it's like a line. See how the line looks like it's intersecting? But clearly it's not. I can put something below. Parallel planes. Okay? Parallel planes do not intersect. And there are planes that don't intersect, right? An example for parallel planes is the ceiling and the floor. Are they ever going to intersect? It's a plane. What would happen if the ceiling and the floor intersected in this room? We would be crushed, right? So it's a good thing that those two planes are not going to intersect. We want them to keep them separated, right? Okay. And technically, they have to be in the same space. Fortunately for us, we will only deal with the same space. We're not going to deal with any other spaces other than the one we know. Transversal. Transversal, if you're actually looking in your book, is on page 116. A transversal is a line that intersects. So let's put the important parts. Line that intersects. There we go. Intersects two or more lines. That are, and then this is coplanar. So this is on a plane, so make sure you know that this is coplanar. We're not going to deal with 3D space with this stuff right now. Okay. So those are the main words that we need to know for this first assignment. Okay. I'll leave it up here a second. I guess I should put the entire word up here. And again, anytime we start out a chapter, we're going to have just a bunch of definitions, and then we're going to expand on those throughout the chapter. Okay? So if you're used to algebra, where you basically have like one definition every 6 weeks, it's pretty much what you get, right? It's not quite the way. This is basically a hybrid of science type classes and math type classes. Science, do you do a bunch of definitions of stuff? And every once in a while you get formulas? Okay. All right, I'm going to move this. If someone needs to see it, I'm not going to throw it away like I did last hour. All right. This is real easy, but we need to understand exterior, interior. Okay. First of all, I'm going to identify my transversal. Okay. This guy right here. This guy. He's going to be my transversal. Because this is the only line and I need to make these lines. So I'll make them lines so they're proper lines. This is the only line in the frame of what I'm looking at that is intersecting two or more lines. So that's going to be my transversal. So once you identify your transversal, you can identify interior.
Hey, do you care if I make a quick announcement?
I'm recording. So come back after I'm done recording.
Perfect, thank you.
Interior and exterior. And so some people have a hard time seeing this, so I'm gonna color. And in standard, this probably works a lot better on the internet than it does in class. That is not the color I colored, but you know what? It's fine. Okay, so that is interior. And so basically, it's all of the parts of the transversal that are in between the two lines. Exterior, and I enjoy coloring, so this is always fun. Exterior is going to be all this right here, and all this right here. Okay? So you don't have to color if you don't want to. Just make sure that you're doing something that indicates you know what interior and exterior is. Because that's going to be important. Okay, I'm going to move on to, and this is going to be our kind of our final, for the first section, our final vocab. And then the next section we're going to expand on the vocabulary and come up with some rules. So I'm going to move this, and if you need to see it, I will not throw it away. Yes, bless you is definitely in order. Okay, let's see if I can get this all in the frame at the same time. So go ahead and write these words here, and leave some room. I'm going to define them a little bit, but mainly we're just going to try to use this to define them. This little transversal situation, and I'm going to write transversal so we know about all the transversals. And I think transversal should be in purple. That's what I was thinking. So in this case, this is going to be used as the transversal. Thank you. So consecutive interior angles, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, and corresponding angles are what we're going to look at. And I might have to punch out. We'll see how this works. Oh, I can punch out a little bit. But then I see the base of my, that's fine. See the base of my camera right there. We can just pretend that doesn't exist. Okay, consecutive interior angles. Okay, we know what an interior angle is going to be, so consecutive. Basically what consecutive means is when they're on the same side. So think about consecutive, and I put this here and I shouldn't have. So just think about consecutive means same side. So here's going to be an example of a consecutive angle based on my example. Angle 4 and angle 5 are consecutive angles. Okay? 4 and 5 are consecutive angles. I should use stickers. If only I had bunches of stickers. So I'll make some.
Ingenuity.
That's what it is all about. Because I'm having to go from everything being digital, now I'm doing everything manually again. But this is the best way to record things in a neat manner. So there we go. Those are my stickers. This one's a little big. I'll make the next one smaller. Okay, so that's consecutive. I want you to list another pair of consecutive angles. Another pair of consecutive angles without my major help. And I'll make this little a lot cuter. 4 and 5. Alright, so basically what I want is I want to know what goes with 3. Is that easy? Okay.
Very much so.
So I'm hoping it stays easy because when we have all this information in our brains, we're going to have to keep it all straight. Alternate interior. Alternate means basically different sides or opposite sides. So opposite sides. Okay, and so basically I'm going to look at this right here is my first example. So angle 4 and angle 6 are alternate interior angles. And I'm probably going to want you to do angle 3 and are those alternate? They're on opposite sides of this line, right? Angle 5. Okay, alternate, same word again, I don't have to redefine it, still opposite sides. Exterior. So if I'm going exterior, I got to go outside, and so that's going to be angle 1 and angle 7. Right? So far so good? What do we think we'll go with 2? Okay. This brings us to the last one, corresponding. The way I like to define corresponding is same place. Okay? So it's kind of the same place or the same orientation. So for example, angle 1 and angle 5. And this is what I mean by kind of the same place. See how there's an X up here and an X down here? They kind of cluster around each other, yeah? So this 1 is basically up and left, right? Of the center, up and left. Angle 5 is also up and left. So I'm going to see if we have plenty of room to do this stuff. So I'm basically going to say angle 1 goes with angle 5. And then I want you to fill in angle 2, angle 3, and angle 4. And see what that goes with. Angle 2 is probably going to go with angle 2 and 6. So up and right. So it's angle 6. Angle 3 is going to probably go with, and angle 4 is going to go with. All right. Okay, this is not today's assignment, but what are those two angles? What's the vocab for angle 2 and angle 4? Okay. Because notice that they're vertical angles because they're on the same basic x. They're not on different x's, right? What would this be? I heard both. Huh? So it's a what? Nope, it's on the same x, right?
Linear pair.
Linear pair. Okay, those are going to be important later because we're adding a bunch of stuff to vertical angle and linear pair, right? Okay, so I'm going to stop recording and give you the assignment, and we're going to work on that.